Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. In the following lecture, I'll tell you about a small country in Latin America, but that is very famous for its soccer team, its beaches, and its cultures. Of course, I'm talking about of Oriental Republic of Uruguay, or just Uruguay, which is a beautiful country. Very good. In this lecture, let's get to know Uruguay from three approaches. First, I'll tell you some technical facts about Uruguay, generally speaking, of course. Secondly, I'll tell you some curious facts about Uruguay in order to know more about this country, which is a great place to visit if you have the opportunity. And finally, in the third place, I'll tell you about three lovely touristic places to visit in Uruguay. I'll tell you about Montevideo, Punta del Este, and Cape Polonio. First of all, and to give you context, I'll tell you that Uruguay is located in the eastern part of the southern cone. Uruguay borders to Brazil and Argentina, and its coasts are in the Atlantic Ocean to the south. Uruguay has an area of 176,220 square kilometers and has a population of 3.4 million inhabitants, of which almost 50% live in Montevideo, which is capital city. Are you ready? Okay, let's start with some facts. Uruguay is well known for its culture. An interesting fact is that it has the longest cultural carnival in the world, which lasts of 40 days. Its almost consumed drink is mate. It is almost the national drink. Have you tasted mate? Now, I have a question for you. Do you know why Uruguayans are called Charwas? They are called Charwas because of South American natives who inhabit the grasslands north of the Rio de la Plata, in a territory somewhat larger than modern Uruguay. Also about Uruguayans, they are known to be very friendly people, except when they are in a conversation about soccer. They are so fanatical about this sport. Hence, the well-known Garra Charrúa. It was the country where the first Soccer World Cup was organized in June 1930, in which participated 13 teams, among them Chile. The winner of that competition was Uruguay, so maybe that explains their fanaticism. Uruguay is a very progressive country in social issues and public policies. For example, it was the first country in Latin America to approve women's suffrage in 1927. In 2012, the abortion law was approved within the first 12 weeks of gestation. In 2013, the law of equal marriage was approved. On the other hand, the same year, in order to combat drug trafficking, a law was approved by the President José Mujica. This law allow the regulation of cannabis for recreational purposes. Also, replace the importation of cannabis by home cultivation and the sale in authorized pharmacies of products made from cannabis. With all these measures, it's estimated that this law took away more than $22 million in profits from drug trafficking. Also, in the context of the worldwide pandemic of the coronavirus in May 2020, the country was considered the exception in all the continent. It is also considered one of the safest countries to live in Latin America. Alright, changing the topic and knowing these interesting facts, let's take a look at 3 touristic attractions if any of you want to visit this beautiful country sometime. Montevideo City is the largest city in the country. It's a great city with all European architecture. Some of the main attractions are the Historic Center, the Gateway of the Citadel, the Solis Theater, and the Rodó Park. Montevideo also has beautiful beaches where you can see the sunset. And for soccer lovers, you can visit the Centenario Stadium, built in 1929, and that is the largest stadium in the country. Punta del Este is another world-famous place for its beaches and lively nightlife. So, if you have a good time, maybe have a drink with friends, and enjoy the sun and the sea, Punta del Este is the perfect place. Finally, the town of Cape Polonio is considered a natural refuge of Uruguay. It's a fishing village with just over 100 inhabitants. The place is located in the region of Rocha and is an ideal place to escape from the chaos of the city, enjoy the silence, and be in contact with nature. We can appreciate that although Uruguay is a not so extensive country, I mean geographically, and with few inhabitants compared to other countries in the continent, but Uruguay stands out in Latin America for its history, its friendly people, its public policies, and its beautiful landscape, among many other attractions. So, if you decide to visit it, you just have to enjoy and visit the great places it has to offer. That's all for today. Thank you for coming.